everyone. How are you guys doing today? Hi, Chicken Lady. How are you? Let me get my other mic set up. Sorry. Just realized that I still have my work headset on. I do. Today's kind of a weird day. Definitely not normally live on this early on a Monday morning. However, we have a Trump rally in our town today. And so they set up all of the schools with early dismissal. Hold on, let me switch this over. Let me put it on the other cord here. One second. What is not working? Help if it's plugged in. That may be a thing. All right, that should sound a little bit better. So we have a Trump rally today in our town, and so our schools are like dismissing really early. And so for my daughter, she would have literally got my baby, she's in a preschool. She would have literally got on the bus, been on the bus for almost an hour to get to the school. And then an hour and a half after she got there, she would have been getting back on the bus to be sent home early. And so we kept the kids all home from school. Well, we kept her home from school. I homeschooled the other two. She's just in preschool this year so that we can have some one-on-one time with Junior while she gets her reading underway and things like that. And so my mother-in-law had them spend the night there last night. And so I have to work this morning. But before I get to work, I get to come on and talk to you lovely people because I don't have, the children's. So good morning, Chicken Lady, though. Hi, Rhonda. Hi, Wannabe Sleuthin. Good morning, Cooter G. Good to see you bright and early. So we are going to talk about this case, you guys. I know we mentioned it the other day in kind of a brief aspect. Didn't go into too much detail, but we did kind of put the information out there. It's really concerning. This guy is a master creep, of course. He is wanted in two different states for crimes against two different children that were not related to one another. These are not family members of his. These are children that he has preyed upon. And so it's very, very concerning. But before we get into that, I did want to mention Libby Creations. Guys, I'm going to keep harping on her site because this is somebody who is a member of our Sleuth Mom community. She has been a member of our community pretty much, since towards the beginning of when I started this channel. And so I just want to keep shouting her out to make sure that everybody is aware that Libby Creations is a Shopify account. Let me show you guys this page for those of you guys who have not seen it yet. And she is, like I said, trying to start her own little small business from outside of her home, Lee B Creations. She's making car coasters, t-shirts, earrings, different things like that. If you see a t-shirt, you want something different than what's on that design, she can do custom designs as well. But also, all of our Sleuth Mom merch, aside from the notebooks, I do still have the notebooks on Amazon. If you guys want a Sleuth Mom notebook, you can get them directly from Amazon. But she's going to have our Sleuth Mom merch there as well now, just to simplify the process. Really, we had some issues with people getting different things from Teespring. It was becoming a pain. She's got different mugs, tumblers, different designs that you can get put on pretty much any item if you would like. T-shirts, Mod Squad, Sleuth Family, different things. So she has all of our merch now. If you guys are interested in anything, none of the proceeds from this merch comes to me. It does not benefit me in any way, shape, or form. Like I said, this is just somebody from our community that we're wanting to support. If you guys want to support the channel directly, you'll see my Cash App, PayPal, things like that go through the channel as the live is going on. That would be how you can send things directly to me, or you can become a member of the channel, or also you know do the YouTubey things like share, subscribe, all ways to support me directly that are completely free. Yeah, you're thinking about buying a screen printer because you hate Teespring so much. So I had bought an embroidery machine a couple years ago, and I thought about starting to do my merch on there. But then whenever I thought about the actual amount of work that came with having to manufacture the items and then shipping them, and then also the logistics behind having access to all of my subscribers' personal information. I've done a few giveaways where I've shipped things directly to people after the giveaways. But in reality, with the world of YouTube that we live in, with the doxing issues and privacy issues and things like that, that a lot of people are terrified of, because it has happened numerous times where subscribers get doxxed by YouTube channels or something along those lines. Like, I just don't want no part in it. So Levy was opening up the shop. I figured this will keep it private between you guys and her. It goes through Shopify, so she would see the address, obviously, that it goes to, but she wouldn't see your YouTube name. And so you would keep that would be private in that aspect. So it just makes things a little bit safer, but also cheaper and better quality than the designs that I was able to do on Teespring. I mean, I had multiple people who had ordered items from Teespring and then they never received them and then had to fight with Teespring to get their refunds and things like that. And I'm like, see, that's not good. I don't like that. I don't like it being so separated, to where I have no control over it. And then, of course, I was getting, the nasty gram emails like, well, I ordered some of your merch and it's not coming and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I have no control. It's just Teespring. So, but anyways, so that's why we, kind of switched over to there. And then she has done all of these wonderful designs for us, just as a loving sleuth mom family member. And she, like I said, she does great work. She sent me tumblers. She had CL had ordered something off of her recently. I want to see if I can find the picture of it. And it just looks everything she does is just really, really beautiful, and she does great work. And so, just like I said, want to boost her up a little bit. Here's what CL had ordered. Pull this up. See, so she got a couple different, looks like earrings and maybe like a sticker of some kind and car coasters. But she wrapped it up really beautiful for her. It'd be great for gift ideas, things like that. So CL took this picture after it arrived and sent it over. And I was like, that's really cute. Like, really cute. So, anyways, I digress. Just gonna probably do this little spiel at the beginning of every live stream so that I make sure that I'm promoting her, because like I said, she's been generous enough to create the designs for the channel, but then also to create them for you guys. So, um, so let's see. As far as Adam Dean Renk goes, and he also goes by Dean. It's actually Adam James Renk, but he goes by Dean as well. His Facebook page itself is under the name Dean Renk. So, with this guy, we kind of brought him up the other day during the live stream with Lokamai and myself. It would have been Wednesday night. This man is a YouTuber. He is wanted in multiple states right now for crimes against children. For crimes against two children that are under the age of 12. Let me pull up his wanted poster here. So this is him. This guy has many different looks. Oregon State Police and police in Alabama are looking for him. He is wanted in both states for crimes against children. He is believed to be traveling in a converted Ford ambulance that is now painted two-toned white over gray with Oregon license plates 353JWK. So it's important to note that that red stripe on the van is not going to be there. Um, that that part is gone on this van. So let me show you guys a couple of these articles. So there's a lot of confusion because people remember his picture surfacing probably back in August whenever he initially was being charged with these crimes. It's important to note that he was arrested two different time frames within a very, very small amount of time. And then after those arrests, he was let out and charged with more charges. And that's why police are looking for him to arrest him again. So his mom allegedly mortgaged her house to be able to get him out of jail the first time. Allegedly. That's what we're hearing. So this is from August 27th. It says News 5 has learned that the search for Renk is expanding. According to the Mobile Police Department, the U.S. Marshals Fugitive Task Force is participating in efforts to help locate Renk. This guy has been avoiding them since August, guys. He's been missing for over a month that they have been trying to locate him. Now he is aware the police are currently actively searching for him, and he knows to stay towards the back roads in rural areas. Allegedly is very good at living off of the land because he obviously is a van lifer. He's also a vegan, so he doesn't necessarily need all of the same types of foods and things like that that you would normally think of people being like, "Oh, they need meat or they need whatever." No, he's a vegan. He knows how to live off the land and he has done this for a long time, being able to live off the grid. So he is 39 years old. He is wanted on suspicion of first and second degree sodomy, first and second degree sexual abuse. So he was arrested on August 7th and August 12th for sexual torture and abuse and for sex abuse of a child younger than 12 years old. On August 7th and August 12th. Let me say that again. It's mind-blowing to me that we have laws in place that he was even able to bail out. He was bonded on $7,500. That was all the bond that he needed to be able to leave jail after sexual torture and abuse allegations on a child younger than 12 out for under 10 grand and out for under 8 grand. It's appalling to me that they would even let him out. You wish he would be yeah, in the north, of course, right? And so eh, that's a whole different question as to why our laws are so crappy that people who abuse children are able to just walk around afterwards for 8 grand, less than 8 grand. It's disgusting. Um, yeah. So it says suspect driving converted ambulance wanted for sex crimes in 2 states. Oregon State Police are searching for a suspect wanted for sex crimes against children in 2 different states. So this one is from September 9th and updated on September 10th. According to Oregon State Police, they are working with the Mobile Police Department to find Adam Renk, who is wanted in both Oregon and Alabama for charges including first-degree unlawful sexual penetration, first-degree sodomy, and first-degree sexual abuse. In June 2024, detectives responded to a sexual abuse disclosure that had been made by a minor stating that Renk had been involved. During the investigation, detectives said that they also learned that Renk had been involved with another case in Alabama where he was charged with sexual abuse and torture of an 11-year-old victim. Authorities in Alabama, as well as the U.S. Marshal's Office, are looking for Renk, who posted bond and was released from pretrial custody in Alabama. Renk was last seen leaving Alabama on August the 7th. He is believed to be traveling in a converted Ford ambulance painted two-tone white over gray with Oregon license plate number 353JWK, which we'll take more looks at this van and this ambulance van in just a moment. So he is 6'1", 175 pounds with blue eyes and brown hair. Hi, Roberta. Good morning. Yeah, sickening. It's horrible. And he's walking free. 8 grand, guys. $7,500. He was able to walk out of this jail after being arrested 2 times. 2 times. Back to back. It's disgusting. Midtown mobile man faces child sexual abuse and torture charges. We're just going to watch this video. This woman is a monster and was allowing him to abuse her child. She is already arrested. They're not looking for her. She is arrested for the same crimes, basically, because she was allowing this man to assault her child.
Homeschooling can foundational. Town man is facing child sexual abuse and torture charges after prosecutors say a woman allowed him to take a child and paddle her. Prosecutors say he did this for his sexual pleasure. This is Adam Renk. He was arrested and charged with sexual torture and abuse earlier this month, and then again arrested on a sex abuse charge. Co-defendant Natasha Steele is charged with aggravated child abuse in this case. Prosecutors say she let Renk paddle the girl. We're told Mobile police started looking into it after a family member went to authorities worried for the well being of this 11-year-old.
I was muted. I'm so sorry. Yeah, she can rot, right? Evil. It is. It's absolutely evil. And I never will understand the woman who does this to children, who puts your children at risk because of a man or for the man. Like, I don't know if he paid her, I don't know if he was in a relationship with her, I don't know what she benefited from letting him do this to her child, but you're disgusting. You are a piece of trash if you allow any man to harm your children for any reason. It's just, it's freaking terrible. Yeah, thank you so much, Cooter G. I definitely was muted. um it's horrible. So Kathy Pierce with the Missing Persons Advocacy Center and Seal. Seal sent this to me from Kathy Pierce, and this is kind of how it got my attention to bring it to you guys. So she has been tying all of this information together for us. She has made a wonderful post. I had shared it on my YouTube community page several days ago. And then, of course, we talked about it on Wednesday. But she has been updating this post underneath of this post over and over again with more and more information as it comes out. Now, I do want to show you guys all of the different looks because this man has many different faces. He looks different depending on how he is shaved, depending on what type of clothing he is wearing. He is really a chameleon, and I feel like he could blend in many, many locations, which is very dangerous. So he does have a piercing on an eyebrow and on his ear. Looks like on the left-hand side. Face shaved, hat on and off, sunglasses and a hat. This is his mugshot from August 13th, whenever he was charged with sex abuse. This is the one from August the 7th, whenever he was charged with sexual torture and abuse. This is her. She said, "This year is Mother of the Year, and detectives say there is another player in this disturbing drama. One already arrested for a supporting role. She is the co-defendant, Natasha D. Still of Irvington, Alabama. She is charged with aggravated child abuse. Prosecutors say she let Renk paddle her own daughter against her will for his sexual pleasure." Like, why? So the ambulance is a longer version. It's an extended ambulance. It's not one of the shorter ones, just so you guys know. He does have solar panels on the top of it, so that's important to see as well. Good morning, Ramblin' Rome. Thank you so much for sharing. That's the most important goal here, you guys, is this information needs to see everybody's faces. I know that Queen Bee actually shared this out. Um, I had asked B Tim to please make sure that she got the information because it's just important for everybody to see his face. We're at the time of year whenever students all over these rural communities that he could possibly be in are standing out at bus stops. He obviously has a preference for children under the age of 12. Both of these victims have been under the age of 12. And so it's extremely concerning to me. My ultimate goal is to just get this information plastered out there absolutely everywhere so that people can see it and make sure that they are aware um, that this is going on. So this is one of his Facebook profiles. He has two different ones. He has James Renk, and then he also has Dean Renk. So some of these photos that we showed with him with the hat, with the goatee. Those are older photos to just kind of show you guys what some of his different appearances are. His photos that have him with the goatee, that like kind of the beard that looks really ragged, those are more recent and would be from his actual arrest photos. Let's see, show you guys this. So he is a YouTuber. He has 8,000 50 or 520-ish subscribers. I actually think that that has gone up. I want to say around 500 in the last couple of days. I believe that at this point, it's clear that people are probably subscribing so that they can see if he posts anything, you know, all the things, right? Because we all want to make sure that we know or look at his stuff. Maybe subscribing so that they can share the information.
Trip.
You know,
Rest of my life. Trisha's life was over.
I want to see if I can find where's it at. Okay, so this shows that.
Hello, friends of the family. Welcome to another exciting episode of Renk Life. Today's episode, I'm going to be doing another van build. If you watch my update, then you kind of have an idea of what you're doing. If not, I'm going to be taking this 1995 Ford E350 one-ton, 7.3-liter Power Stroke diesel engine ambulance van and converting it into a camper. I'm giving myself 1 week to do this in, and I'm giving myself a budget of $1,200. Hopefully, I can stay within those means. We will see. I know that sounds like a little bit higher of a budget than it should be for a very simple conversion, but a lot of that's going into the electronic system that I'm purchasing for it. I'll give you a breakdown on everything that I put into it at the end of the video in case you're curious on how that breaks down. I've never given myself a time budget before on a build like this, so we're going to see how that works. It may be a little bit shorter, it may be a little bit longer. This is going to be a fairly basic build, kind of like the minivan build that I did before, where it's as basic as I can and still serve all the functions that I want. So right now, this is day one, and I'm going to give you a before tour of the van to show you what I'm starting with. Obviously, inside the front, not a whole lot's going to happen here, except I plan to have a refrigerator between the seats running off a 12-volt system. And then going around to the back, this is what I am starting with. So as you can see, I've already ripped out some of these cabinets. That was done years ago when I first bought the van to give me more room to use it as a work van. Part of the challenge of this build is that I'm not just making it into a camper van. I am also making it so that I can still use it as my work van. That's important because this is my work van. It has a purpose. I haul wood. I haul supplies that I need. So I'm going to be doing a camper van conversion that still makes this into a hybrid work van camper van. So that's what's going to be a little bit more challenging, a little more interesting, and we're going to see how that turns out. So right now I've got this bench seat with seat belts on it, the captain's chair up there, lots of cabinetry, which some of it I will be saving, some of it I will not. You've got the control center here with all the switches. I'm going to be reusing the switches, but this is actually going to be coming out. And then here's the door to the cab.
Did not realize that the volume was turned so low on that. I do apologize, you guys. Yeah, your granddaughter is 9. See, that's horrible. It's a terrifying thought. So this guy, he mentioned that he does work out of this van as well. He is allegedly a house flipper, and some of the things that they had said about him in the past is that he does keep a large amount of cash on hand, as to not have to rely on banks and different things like that. So he would likely be in these rural type areas, and then using cash to pay for most things. I do want to share this. This is just Sergeant Katrina from the Mobile Police Department, and she puts out a statement about him and wanting to know his location. It's just very short.
The Mobile Police Department is currently looking for 39-year-old Adam Renk. He was recently arrested twice this month for sex abuse of a child less than 12, as well as sexual torture. He is currently on our radar as we are looking for him for several sex abuse charges in connection with his juvenile daughter.
Now, I just want to say that you would not be looking for him if you had not let him bond out. And like, I don't understand the legal system that allows that to be a thing for these pedophiles. But we have seen that all over this country where the crime does not fit the time, and it's extremely frustrating. You will see people who have sold marijuana be kept in jail and not able to bond out. But then you have child predators that are let free after a couple days for less than 8 grand. It's mind blowing to me, but I digress. Let me hit play.
Adam Renk is currently wanted for sodomy in the first and second degree, as well as sex abuse in the first and second degree. We need your help, Mobile, in getting this predator off the street. If you have seen Adam Renk, please call our non-emergency line at 251-208-7211.
Like, I just sort of say, like, if I were the public and this message came out, like if I was living in these localities that have let this guy go out of the system, I'm sorry, but that judge needs to answer to why he was granted bond. That judge needs to answer to why he was let free after sodomizing a child under age 12. Like, what? This is a dangerous criminal who then went on to victimize a second child, and he's out walking around. Why? Because they let him out. They just let him get bond. Where are the protests and the gatherings and the demand for law changes in this case? Because I'm sorry, it should be happening. This is mind-blowing, and this happens every day, where these monsters are just, oh yeah, okay, well, you abused a child, it's fine, let's just let you out of jail. Yeah, it's all backwards and it needs updated. Chicken Lady, I would love it if he would copyright strike me so that he could get caught. I would love that. Absolutely love that. Um, so this is from the Oregon State Police. They put this out on September the 9th. It says Wasco County, Oregon, September 9th, 2024. Oregon State Police and the Mobile, Alabama Police Department are seeking the public's helps to locate Adam Renk, who is wanted in both states for sex crimes against child victims. On June 21st, OSP detectives responded to a sexual abuse disclosure made by a child. The child disclosed Renk as the perpetrator. Renk has since been indicted on multiple crimes against a child victim under age 12. He is charged with unlawful sexual penetration in the first degree, sodomy, first degree, sexual abuse, first degree. As a part of our investigation, OSP detectives learned Renk had been charged in another case involving a minor victim in Mobile, Alabama. Alabama charges include child sexual abuse and torture involving an 11-year-old victim. The victims in the two states are not related. Alabama law enforcement agencies in the U.S. Marshal Services are attempting to locate Renk, who posted bond in Alabama and was released from pretrial custody. Why, Alabama? Why is that a thing? Renk was last seen leaving Alabama on August the 7th and has ties to Oregon and Wasco County. He is believed to be traveling in a converted Ford ambulance that is now painted two-toned white over gray. He's 6'1" and 175 pounds with blue eyes and brown hair. Anyone with information or whereabouts, or information on possible additional victims is asked to contact the county sheriff's office. Because we have no clue how many children this guy has hurt. We know it's at least 2, but it could possibly be more. So if you know of any other victims, please reach out and we'll probably give him a slap on the wrist until his trial date and let him walk free again. I just, yeah, crimes against children should be guilty until proven innocent. I mean, I don't know if I would necessarily go that far, but if you have more than one person who is accusing the person and they have evidence of some sort to be able to charge him with first degree, think about that, because they're not charging him with second or third degree. They're charging him with first degree. So they have evidence of some accord to be able to hit him with such a harsh crime. With that being said, how in the heck are you able to bond out? And especially, like, we're not talking $1 million bond or $100,000 bond or any of those things. We're talking $7,500 was all he needed to walk out and potentially victimize children anywhere between Oregon and Alabama. It's appalling. And I'm going to say, with him likely knowing that he's being searched for, would you go to the areas that you're known to hang out if you knew that you were being searched for? I wouldn't. I mean, oh, you're looking for me and you're looking somewhere between Oregon and Alabama? Well, here, let me just go the opposite direction and head to a different state then. That would probably be, my thought process, anyways. Not that I would ever be in a situation where police are searching for me. But let's take a look at this map real quick. Do you guys realize how far and how many states are in between Alabama and Oregon? We're talking two completely different sides of the country. So somewhere between Alabama and Oregon, this guy is hanging out in rural communities. There are let's see, if you drive a straight line, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, potentially 8, 9 states just in between those two states. And good Lord, you go into the rural areas of Kansas or Colorado, these places that have these huge stretches of just nothingness. This guy could literally be freaking anywhere. And we're just like, oh, it's fine. It was just 2 children under the age of 12. Yeah, there are so many places. So many places. That's true. We have to also remember that people like this don't have the same thought processes as us. He could very well be right under their noses. You're absolutely true. I am always mind blown whenever these monsters are found like a couple miles from where they ran from. It's always shocking to me. But he has strong ties to Oregon, last seen in Alabama. In my opinion, that puts everybody at risk because it's such a far, far area. And yeah, hi B Tim, good morning. Yeah, so many public lands. I mean, you're talking national forest, you're talking mountains, you're talking like there's vegetation all through here, there's farmlands all through here. The guy's a vegan. He could literally probably live off of just like a cornfield if he had to, right? So like all of this land though, in between the two areas, he could be anywhere. It's so important, you guys, for everybody to see his face. It's not even funny. Like every channel needs to be showing this guy's face. Every single channel. If you have children that stand at a bus stop under the age of 12 anywhere in your near vicinity, please make sure people know what he looks like and knows about this camper van. Seriously. This is well beyond true crime. This is well beyond hey, oh, I watch this YouTube channel for fun. I just want to relax and all the things. Please, if you have any type of social media, put this guy's flyer up because he could be anywhere, anywhere. Make sure the people in your town know. Protect your children. That's what we have to do for creeps like this. We have to make sure that people see his face. Have to. It's the only way to stop guys like this from being able to continue to victimize people.
Well, that's all I have for now. Next step is going to be removing the stuff that I don't need, getting it ready for the build.
Very annoying music. Your guess would be Appalachian Mountains. People can disappear camping along there, right? And Ramblin makes a good point. He must come out for his supplies. And that's why we're stressing, make sure the rural gas stations, make sure people who, live in those very small town communities, that's where he's going to target. He knows police are looking for him for over a month now. He is well aware of the crimes that he has committed and is out there somewhere hiding. He is not going to go to like a very public area. He's just not. I mean, I would not be shocked one bit if he goes to like a small camping town or somewhere that he could like park his van and maybe walk into a rural location to get whatever water or batteries or whatever else he might need, gas. Like, it would not shock me one bit to avoid camera views and things like that. One thing I realized though is, like, the state of Pennsylvania, we have those license plate scanners, and you can't drive anywhere without the license plate scanners. And it's like one of those things where criminals come here and they get caught very quickly. Oh yeah, this is the YouTube channel. B Tim. He has his own YouTube channel. 8,500 subscribers. Doesn't look like he's uploaded much in the last 3 years, but here's the channel link if you would like it. I could send it to you privately as well. You even shared in Slab City. They have zero, yeah, tolerance for chomas, but easy place to hide. Very easy place to hide. Yeah.
I plan to take out, I have taken out. So yeah, that step is done. All right, well, it is the end of day one. It is actually well after midnight, and I am tired. Once I got done stripping everything out of the van, like you saw earlier, I decided that I had enough time to go into.
So, like, some of the things that I'm going to note, like, obviously I'm playing this so that you guys can hear his voice as well as see his mannerisms. I noticed, like, he moves his hands a lot while he's speaking. He's doing that in this video. Does he do that in person? Perhaps, we don't know. He has kind of a pointy type of nose, but he also has a gap in his lower bottom teeth. Because remember, his face changes a lot. So having just a picture of his face isn't necessarily the best, because we don't know what look he is going to have at this time. Let me pull up his pictures again. He just has so many different looks. Oh, well, just kidding. Let me hit play until I pull up the pictures again.
Town and pick up the rest of the supplies that I needed to do the van build. So it was about an hour drive each direction. And then between the two stores, I ended up spending about 3 hours finding everything that I needed. But I think I've got about 95% of everything I need for the entire build, except for what I ordered on Amazon that will be here by the end of the week.
So he also has a slight lisp, if you notice, as he's speaking. Just certain words have that extra little bit of sound to them. But he's also saying about ordering things on Amazon. Now, my question is, once you are a van lifer, can you have people, like, if he's at a campground, could he be getting Amazon deliveries for supplies, even to a location like that, or to a gas station, or something along those lines? Like, I don't know how that works. I know that in the past, even whenever I worked at Dollar General, we had a man who was homeless that would have his packages delivered to our Dollar General address, and then would, like, come in and grab them off of us. And so that's something to think about too. You know, Dollar General has that FedEx program where you can have things shipped to a store and then go in and pick it up at those store locations without even needing a concrete address. Yeah, Amazon has the drop boxes. So that's something to keep in mind too. Like, we're thinking, oh, he has to go into town for something. Not necessarily. With Amazon and the drop boxes and things like that, he could probably get things shipped to himself. I can, Mama Bear. So he was last known to be in Mobile, Alabama. I want to share this again. He's last known to be in Mobile, Alabama, after he was arrested. So we're talking the southern part of Alabama, right? However, he has strong ties to Oregon, and his other crimes against a child are in Oregon. And so this man could be literally anywhere between Mobile, Alabama, and Oregon. But I mean, if you're looking for me in that location, then I might go to Wisconsin. I might go to Maine. You know, like, he literally could be anywhere. We really don't know. Anywhere that a van lifer can survive off of the grid, that's where this guy could be. And they are saying that he knows to stay to rural communities. He knows to stay off the grid. So he could be anywhere. Absolutely anywhere.
But anyways, I am tired. I'm going to bed, and tomorrow I'm going to start building. So I look forward to getting started with that. All right, for now, till tomorrow. All right, it is the start of day 2. I am just getting started. It's a little bit more chilly today than it was before. First step is I gotta unload all the stuff that I bought last night. And hopefully, once I get it unloaded, I can actually get some building done.
I would not count on this. Be Real said law enforcement will get records of his Amazon deliveries. No, it's very easy to order from Amazon under any name. You don't have to show proof of identity. You don't have to use a debit card. You can get a Visa gift card. And so it's very easy he could have something shipped to the Dollar General right by his location under John Smith and go pick it up. And you don't have to show ID. All you have to have is the order number to pick it up, period. That's it. That's all. And like I said, Visa gift cards and things like that. Amazon makes it very, very easy to order things under any name. Oh yeah, he knows what he's doing for sure. 18 days is the longest that you had to go before you had to go. Your van is set up for about 30, but you have to break it down about every 2 weeks for supplies, right? Right. Again, we're watching his video so that you guys can see this van, what it looks like. It is painted gray now. There's no red stripe, but this is the type of vehicle that he's going to be in, likely.
That's what I'm most excited for. All right, everyone. I decided before I started building, I should probably do a little bit of wiring to make that easier than doing it after the fact. So I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a peek in case any of you are curious as to what the inner workings of an ambulance wiring system looks like. So as you can see above the cab, this is just a normal cab, you've got this compartment. 2 bolts, I've already unscrewed them most of the way. And then this panel drops down. And exposes a giant mess of wires.
See, it's like, instead of mess, he said meth. Like he definitely has an issue with his S's. Definitely an issue with his S's. Sorry, let me pull this up. I wanted to show the pictures again for those of you guys who may be coming in a little bit later. This man has many different looks. He is literally a chameleon whenever it comes to his different facial features and things like that. His last posting on this YouTube channel was 3 years ago, Cooter G. So I don't know if this was for a parade. I don't know if this was a Halloween costume. I don't know. Definitely one of the looks that is in there. Again, just shows how much his face changes, though, from look to look. This is what I'm looking at. But look at the pointy nose. Like, that to me is going to stick out because he has a very narrow, pointy nose. Also, like the tattoos on his arms, things of that nature. Eyebrow piercing, ear piercings. Something that's easily removed, though. So this photo on the right is his mugshot from either the 13th or the 7th. So this is a more recent photo, but to show you guys what he looks like clean shaven with a hat on, this is him on the right or on the left as well. He can look completely different. That's why it's important, I feel like, to watch these videos, see his mannerisms, hear his voice, so that you can help as well. That vehicle, I feel like, is going to be the huge standout, though, if he is in that vehicle. But yes, look, very completely different. Even whenever his beard is grown in full, gives his face, like, don't pay attention to the rest of the outfit, but look at his face and how even with the beard in full, he looks completely different from these other 2 pictures, where his beard is a little bit more scraggly and not grown in. Very different looks over and over again. Even from the 7th to the 13th. Look, so this was his original, like, his beard was done in this, like, long, skinny fashion. And then by the 13th, it had grown out. Again, so this man had been charged with, again, for 2 different crimes, on 2 different dates, arrested 2 times. His mom allegedly put up her home for his bail. So I wouldn't put it past his family to also be assisting him with hiding from these police officers. And then after he was released on bail, he had more charges added. And so they're looking to arrest him on those more charges that were added later. But still, regardless, the fact that this man was able to bond out after doing all of these terrible things. I mean, we're talking sexual torture and abuse and sex abuse of a child under age 12. To have him even be able to bond out regardless, it's just completely appalling to me. Completely appalling. Yeah, he's so stupid to be driving that still, but then again, he's obviously not in the right head. I mean, we don't know if he's still in that vehicle. Uh, it wouldn't surprise me if he has it parked somewhere that he's able to like go to and from without necessarily taking the vehicle out, if that makes sense. Maybe near a campground or near. I keep saying Dollar Generals because where I am, a Dollar General, you can find one every 3 miles, always in the most rural communities, and you can get most supplies that you're going to need from a Dollar General. The employees there, like there's usually only one associate. You can do self checkout. Um, and so it would be very easy to go in and out of a Dollar General store even and get the supplies, at least in my area, that you need without ever making contact with another human, just because it's that easy. But like I said, they also have like the Amazon pickups and things like that. So that's something to keep in mind because you can have items shipped to a Dollar General store and then go pick it up there. He doesn't even necessarily need like a Walmart or a Target or a Sam's Club or any of those other types of stores. He could literally survive completely from a Dollar General alone. And their camera footage sucks. I mean, I was a manager there for years, and I can't tell you how many times that like police would ask for our camera footage and then just roll their eyes at what we hand them over because it's like the grainiest, crappiest footage. Looks like it was recorded through a plastic bag. Like it's terrible. No cameras in the parking lots at most of those stores. Like it'd be very, very easy to stay off the grid, but still be utilizing a Dollar General. So not to not to like scare people who have Dollar Generals in their community or like workers that are there, but that's just the reality of the situation. Let me go back to, I'm gonna try to find a place where he's in it again.
All right, so it is now day 3. Day 2 was spent doing a lot of planning. So if you look, there's not much progress. It just looks like a bunch of junk inside the van, but that's because I was bringing stuff in and out and taking measurements. Yes, on day 1, I had a sketch done. I knew kind of where I wanted everything, even though I changed a little bit of that yesterday, but I didn't have exact measurements. So yesterday, when I got my hands on stuff, I could actually take measurements, find out what boards are going to go where, how long everything's going to be. So my plan is a whole lot more detailed now. So today should be a whole lot easier, where all I have to do is actually start cutting the wood and screwing it all together. So it's going to be, hopefully by the end of today, there'll actually be a framework for the bed, for the kitchen. At minimum, everything should be framed in. So fingers crossed, that's what's going to happen. Yesterday, I got all the wiring done, though, so that shouldn't be anything I have to worry about today, other than making a box for the wiring harness to sit inside. Anyways, that's my plan. Let's get going. Well, all right. I was working on the van, and UPS showed up with some packages from Amazon. So let's go ahead and get these open.
So again, though, his body language, like he talks with his hands, he talks with his whole body, really, every time he's speaking. And I know that you can like overdo it for YouTube videos and things like that, so you look more engaging. But I mean, I'm sitting here right now with my microphone, with my camera off, and I'm still talking with my hands because it's just part of my personality. I can't help it. I just flail around. I mean, those of you guys who have been here for a long time, you know that there have been multiple times that I've accidentally unplugged my microphone or dropped my microphone or whatever, because I just move around and talk with my hands because that's just who I am. And so I notice stuff like that with him because his entire body shows every word that he's going to say. But here's another thing. I don't know if he has this dog with him or not, or has a dog still, but he could potentially be buying animal food as well.
All right, so this is day 4. That means that midway through today, I will be halfway done with the time budget that I allowed myself. Am I going to be halfway done with the work? That I couldn't tell you, but I think I'm getting close. I did do a little bit more last night after I recorded, so let me give you a quick showing of what I am starting with on the beginning of day 4. So I showed you the bed frame was completed, but I put insulation on the wall and got this wall panel cut and put up. It's not screwed in, or there's one screw. because I want to put the platform down and see kind of how it goes first. And then I also got this half wall cut that separates the bedroom from the kitchen. Got that curve cut to fit the shape of the van. Also installed. All right, so that's what I got today: refrigerator and inverter. All right, so it's now day 5, and yesterday, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. I worked all day long and almost nothing got done. So that's going to put me way behind. I'm essentially
I don't know what his tattoos are on his forearm, but you guys can see he does have an um, almost a sleeve on this one arm, all the way up, wrist to elbow at least. I can't tell what it is. And I can't see, I mean, I can't see it in any of the other pictures really. Oh, here, this one you can kind of see a little bit. So I'm gonna see if I can find details about his tattoos because that'll be something that stands out as well. You can kind of see a little bit of it in this picture, like just words it looks like, and then something here, and then in this other picture, whoops. Oh, there it is. You can see a little bit more of it and then more words down towards his wrist. So another thing that kind of will stand out is that that one arm does have tattoos of some sort. I mean, he had a dog in that picture for sure. Yeah, you'll guarantee he talks with his hands the same way in person as well. That doesn't change. Yes, it is. It's wired in us. It absolutely is. Um, so that's something to keep in mind because he's likely going to be very vibrant with his body language as well. Even the way he stands, like I notice like his legs are always like super pressed together whenever he stands. Has anybody else noticed that? Like he almost keeps his legs unnaturally close together. At least to me. Like, I don't know, maybe I just have a wider stance, but
got 3 days left, and I need to spend one entire day doing sewing, making the cushions, making the curtains, and then I want the last day to do kind of the final touch-up project. So that means today I need to get pretty much everything else done, and that's a lot to do. I'm not sure if I can do it. It's kind of crunch time right now, so we'll see how that goes. Um, Fingers crossed. Let's give this a go.
is he like bow-legged? Is that what we're seeing there? Like, is he bow-legged? Because I noticed, like, watch his feet. His feet like kind of lean inwards. And so maybe that's what I'm picking up on. He's got a little bit of a bow leg situation going on there. Maybe I'm just reading in too much into it. Maybe his hillside or his parking spot here is uneven. But look at his foot turn. His foot's definitely turned in. Maybe I'll see that. Wish I could like zoom in. I'm not on my phone though, so I can't zoom, but it definitely looks like he's got some like either ankle issues or he's bow-legged.
Great at it. I wouldn't even do any type of rapids, but it's fun to find a still lake and put the boat out and paddle it around. But kayaks aren't small, so they don't fit inside very
Pigeon-toed.
well.
Yeah.
So I wanted some sort of roof rack on the ambulance so I could take the kayak with me. And originally, I bought some pipe and
Even when he's not talking with his hands, though, look how much his facial expressions and his face moves. Constant movement. I am the same exact way, so I understand it, but his face and his body, his head, it constantly moves while he speaks. He puts everything that he is into every word that he's saying.
some iron and some angle iron, and I was had all these plans for this fancy welded roof rack that I could make custom for the van. It would have been relatively simple, but it still would have taken most of an afternoon to create. Um, and I may someday do that, or I may try to find a nice cargo box that goes on top. The problem is that my van has the fiberglass top, so I can't do just a standard roof rack because it won't fit. Most of the time, they go under the drip rails, and the rails are way down.
Even holding the camera, he can't stop talking with his hands. He's definitely gonna be like an emotional, vibrant talker. True crime for you. Good morning, Sleuth Mom, being MIA, neck surgery. Oh my goodness. I hope that you're healing well. Prayers for the healing process for sure. I can't even imagine the how difficult that would be. Anything that has to do with your head, neck, all of that area. Prayers for you for sure.
farther than they would be on a normal van. So instead, I came up with something that is really about the simplest thing that I could figure out that I think is going to work. So essentially, I just need something to attach the end of the strap to, and then wrap that around the kayak. So let me show you what I did. So these eyelets I actually had laying around. Someone gave them to me. They were off of an old flatbed trailer for tie downs. I've got all 4 of them, and they aren't just screwed into the fiberglass because that obviously wouldn't be very strong. I did similar to what I did with a solar panel. Let me show you what the inside of these eyelets look like. I accessed through where the light goes, and there's just a 2x4, and there's the bottom of a big fat square washer on it. And then it's just tightened down. So that is my super simple, you could probably call it redneck or ghetto or whatever other jerry-rigged type of solution, but if it works, right? Like they say, it's not stupid if it works. And
Yeah, for sure, Cooter. He has like a Bucky front tooth type of thing going on. Like he has the 2 that kind of definitely protrude lower, but then he also has a gap in the middle of the bottom. I noticed the gap in the middle of the bottom earlier, but more and more I'm noticing that Bucky, beaver teeth look. No offense to people who have that type of teeth, but yeah.
And I think that's going to work just fine. I guess if my kayak goes flying down the side of the road and I end up with holes in the roof of my van, then I'll let you guys know don't do this. But I'm pretty confident.
Like you can see his front 2 teeth, no matter what type of facial expression he's making. Do you guys know who Bucky is? Poor Bucky. I'm sorry, Bucky, if you find that offensive. This is Bucky. Bucky is a beaver. He has like this type of situation going on. There we go. They're like a gas station / store.
With a 25-pound kayak, that those are going to hold it down just fine.
Music is so intense. I need to should I start playing music like that in the background of my live streams? You think you guys would enjoy that more? If I'm like,
And I still have so much to go. And I know that if I stop right now, I'm not going to get it done in that 1 week. I know I don't need to get it done in that 1 week, but I feel like I've challenged myself to do that. And if I don't get it done, then I fail the challenge. Almost like one of those online internet challenges or reality TV shows, you get a certain amount of time to get the project done or else you don't win the show. That's where I feel like I'm at right now. So every little minute is going to be counting for the next 3 days. So I've got to be a lot better with my time. Okay, well, it is now officially day 7. And if you cover, you're going to be asking yourself, well, what happened to day 6? Well, yesterday I wasn't feeling very well, so I didn't really get a whole lot done. So basically, my entire schedule is thrown off by a whole day. I still have a whole lot to do. Am I going to get it all done today? Probably not, but I'm going to try my best. I work better at last minute under pressure anyway, so maybe I'll get lucky. I was hoping to run into town one more time and pick up a few extra supplies, but I don't have time to do that, so I am going to be reusing a lot of stuff that I wasn't planning to reuse. So we'll see how it goes. All right, I will keep you posted. All right, first thing I need to do is clear out all the extra wood and tools and supplies so I can really get in there and find out what else still needs to be done to call this thing finished. So that's what I'm going to be doing.
I'm just gonna say, like, so he's doing this 6-day challenge and putting like all this pressure on himself. It'd be very easy since it's all pre-recorded to just use the extra day and claim you didn't, type of thing. I don't know. I don't know. Here's a good look at his tattoos. Look at this. You can kind of see him a lot better in this picture. Is that a different language? Oh no, that's the word made right there. I wish that they just had a photo of his tattoo somewhere. I'm gonna have to look harder and see if they have that information anywhere. Again, fuller beard, he looks very different than his mugshot photos. His mugshot photo looks like rough in comparison to, now granted 3 years ago, he might have been a lot healthier maybe, I don't know. Certainly the mugshot is a little bit blurry. Mm, so let me see, let me skip to where the van is actually finished. So he's got pink curtains at the time of this video. Something tells me that he probably does not change things very often or clean very often. Remember, one of the descriptors of him is that his hands and his fingers are always dirty, like his fingernails are always dirty.
So it is very
To get a descriptor like that, I mean, how disgusting are you? If people are like, you know what is going to stand out about him is that his fingers are nasty. Like, how dirty
so
do you have
actually
to be?
2.5 inches high, goes all the way around. It'll work perfectly for a shower. And the paint that I put on here, the same paint that I put on most of these surfaces, is actually an oil-based Rust-Oleum, the same type of paint that would.
Yeah, if he was booked on the crimes, they would have taken photos of all his tattoos. I know Seal was trying to get on Friday, Thursday or Friday, Seal was trying to get me all of the paperwork from his arrest, and then she decided to take the weekend off. And so she took the weekend off, and I'm sure the courts probably took the weekend off too, but no excuse why Seal thinks that she can just, relax. Ridiculous. Anyways, so I don't have those photographs yet. I'm not sure if I haven't seen them on any of the websites or on the news yet. So we're just waiting for the court actually to respond with hopefully all of the things. True crime for you. We are talking about Adam James Renk. He may also go by Dean Renk. He has those two different aliases that we know of. He is wanted for two different children, sex crimes against two different children, including abuse, sodomy, and torture, things of that nature. And so he's a disgusting individual who could be anywhere from Alabama to Oregon. Both children were different children. They were not related to one another, and they were between those two different states. So we're just trying to make sure that everyone is aware that he is missing and that the police have been searching for him really since August, and he's still out there. I want to encourage you to rewind for sure. So I was hoping that he would show like a whole picture of the van, but I guess it's really more focused on the insides. His fingers are kind of gross, but I don't think that that would necessarily stand out. Maybe 3 years ago they
which
weren't
basically
as
controls
nasty.
everything on this panel, as well as everything on this panel. I wired that directly to the house batteries, the ones that are under the seat, those 200 amp hour batteries. That way, all the lights inside, as well as the floodlights outside, as well as this fan, that's all going to be controlled now by the house batteries. So basically, this master switch is the battery cutoff switch for the house batteries. And then I also got a battery isolator, which is that silver thing right over there. It's actually pretty big. And that is now wired up to this switch.
Do you use like a picnic blanket or like a handkerchief almost for these curtains? Like, look at the design. It's like that red and white plaid. I feel like that would stand out as well if you like see this van with these red and white checkered privacy curtains. Because like I said, I doubt that he is a clean person and has changed these at all. Oh, why can't I get it? Like I keep seeing it in the still shot, but it's not actually there whenever I click on it.
It's to connecting them and disconnecting.
Where are you, little curtain? Where are you? Oh, now I went past it. Like that red and white checker, like small checkers, but still. Oh, thank you so much, Ramblin'. Have a good day. I have to get going too. I actually work in a few minutes, but I'm so glad that we were able to come on and look at this a little bit of a deeper dive and really get to know who this monster is a little bit more, guys. Again, my concern is rural communities is what he is likely targeting as far as his locations that he is going to stay. We are in a situation where children all over these rural communities are standing at bus stops and things like that. We need to make sure this creep gets found and back into police custody. Why they let him out, I'm going to continue to be furious about that whole situation, the fact that he was granted bond to begin with. But he needs to be found. They need to get him back in custody as soon as possible. He has already harmed 2 children. I would not put it past him to harm another. And so please, please, please like the video if you have not already. Help this get into the YouTube algorithm. You don't have to share my video though. I could care less if you just share the community post. It's up on my page from a few days ago. There is also the flyers on Missing Persons Advocacy Group. Let me actually pull up the Missing Persons Advocacy Group post, because if you want to share that instead, please feel free to share that. And this is not about my video getting seen. This is not about likes, shares, all of the things. This is more about making sure that everyone has seen his face. I want to implore you, if you have social media and you have Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or something along those lines, not just your, please do not just share it to your true crime people. Please consider sharing this to your friends and family, because trust and believe, if you have this information and do not share it to your friends and family, and then something happens to a child you know, you're going to be devastated. So please, please, please consider, sharing it to your personal Facebook pages. I know a lot of us have separate Facebook pages than for our true crime and things like that. Here is the link to the Facebook post from Missing Persons Advocacy Group. I do not benefit from this post at all. I do not benefit at all from you sharing this information, other than getting this guy's face out there. Please, 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 if you don't want to share my video, that is perfectly fine. I don't care if you share my personal opinions, but get this guy's face out there. This Facebook post from Kathy Pierce, Missing Person Advocacy Center, has all of the information compiled into it in a very, very well written, grammatically correct, which you're not going to get from me ever in a million years, in a grammatically correct, well written way that contains all of the factual information. And so, if you're going to share anything at all, please, please, please consider sharing that, because it's just so, so important. Again, not about promotion or self promotion of myself in any way. Please, I'm very concerned that this monster is going to hurt another child. He's already hurt 2 under the age of 12. Guys, his preferred age is under the age of 12. This is just so scary and so, so important with this monster out there walking around in this van that he could use as a torture chamber. That's the other thing that I forgot to say. He had a literal torture room built inside of his home that he took this child to and chained her to a wall and tortured her. I don't know how I missed that article, but there was an article that described the torture room that he took this child to. It says Renk had a torture room and strapped the child to a wall. We're talking about an actual monster here, you guys. An actual monster who has no problem torturing an 11-year-old girl, chaining her to a wall in a room that he built to torture children. So very, very important. Anyways, I'm going to get off here. I love you guys. Thank you all so much for coming in to hear about this horrific information. And please, like I said, continue sharing and getting his face out there everywhere. So talk to you all later.